excited to be sitting down with you, one of the most sought after makeup artists in the world, Ash K. Holm. Welcome to Whit.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you. I've been looking forward to this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to have you. I love talking makeup. Even before we were just chit-chatting, I'm like, we can talk makeup and skincare and products and services and all of that for hours. So excited to have you here. I feel like this journey into what we're doing now, it's pretty new, becoming a makeup artist and becoming an on-camera personality and becoming someone of your own is a whole new industry for makeup artists.
Yeah,
you know, it was
true.
always something that was more behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious for you, how you started in this world and if you always knew you wanted to be a makeup artist.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like it's so different these days because now you really have to be the full package.
Completely.
You gotta do it all. It's a complete 360 career now with social media. But yeah, whenever I was growing up, I was living in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So I literally grew up on the outskirts of Houston, Texas. So I always tell myself, I'm like, listen, I have no business being in LA working with celebrities on this caliber.
You do.
But I always feel like if I can do it, so can anyone else. Mm-hmm. And that's always the message that I just want to kind of share with everyone because, it's really just all about having a lot of hard work ethic, a lot of grit, a lot of, passion and love for what you do. But when I was growing up, I was just always into art and I knew that I would somehow get into the beauty industry somewhere, somehow. I was it's going to happen. And I think, I was going through a lot of challenges in elementary school and I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was in third grade and I had to go through surgery by the time I was 11. So I think sometimes when you go through these really challenging things in life, it just kind of changes you. And it, made me feel super insecure. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of self-doubt. Mm-hmm. As much as I knew, I was like, okay, I know I'm a strong kid. I'm a strong person. I can take on anything. It's still hard, showing up for school and being around people that just make you feel less than all the time. And I kind of started to shift gears with art and go the more artistry direction. Okay. And I was always really, inspired by magazines and what I was seeing supermodels wearing. And it was just a different era, growing up in the 90s and the 2000s. So I was always practicing these looks at a really young age. And I was going to the drugstore and, purchasing little products from Maybelline and NYX and all of that. And I just felt like I started to take out that creativity and it just empowered me to, want to create and it made me feel good. Mm-hmm. So I knew that it was something that I had deep inside of me that I needed to continue, but I had no idea how I was going to get here. Mm-hmm. And I did makeup all throughout high school and my friends, anybody that knew me, I was doing your makeup, doing my mom's, doing everybody's. I was always into art. And then when I went to graduate, I begged my parents to let me go to cosmetology school, begged, because at the time there was really no YouTube. That wasn't really a thing. Mm-hmm. And so
Your fellow millennial. I'm thank you.
Yes, you get it. You get me.
We did not grow up on social.
It just wasn't a thing. And so I was like, what am I going to do? So I got into cosmetology school. Yeah. And it's mainly hair. Okay. There's a few days where you get to do makeup. And on those days I was thriving. And this was the era of MAC when MAC was the it girl place to work. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up getting a job at MAC after getting told no 6 times at least. I had tried to apply so many times.
Insane.
And then after the 6th time, they finally were like, she must be a consistent queen. We've got to just take her at this point.
It's if you show up enough, you will eventually get a yes.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what I did. I ended up working at MAC for a long time. And while I was working there, I got really into the education part of it. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a resident trainer. I really loved helping people and kind of helping them get to their makeup goals and, just teaching people how to do makeup. Okay. Because I feel like while I was working there, it was a lot of different skills that you had to take on. It was, I would help 50 people a day, basically, because it was one of the busiest stores in Houston, Texas. So I'm helping 50 people a day. I'm doing makeup applications. I'm multitasking. I'm loved being this go-to person on the floor. If you had a question about a product, I could tell you the ingredients, anything, just a nerd for beauty, right? And it's, I always felt listen, it's helped me so much in my life when I was going through tough times. I know it can help so many other people. Mm-hmm. And while I was working there, I was basically trying to get this position. It was a resident trainer position. You got to train several locations in the region. So like Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and just be this leader that everyone looked up to for, that state. And so I finally came time to interview for the position, and I worked for this for 2 years. I was the resident trainer's protege, his assistant for 2 years. I would facilitate all of the trainings. I taught myself how to public speak. I was really young and in my early 20s, and I, really wanted this opportunity, and I ended up not getting it when that day finally came and that door fully closed for me. And I felt like, just because this door closed, that doesn't mean like this is over. I think I needed to close that to open up another one. And at the time, I had worked with Lily Galici. She is like a socialite entrepreneur, was on a reality show, and I worked with her, and she found me through word of mouth, through like my reputation in Houston. I felt like a big fish in a small pond. And after working with her, I was like, wow, I love this feeling of working with really empowering women. There's such influential women in the world, and I want to work with those people. And I remember working with her, and I felt like, you know what, I can totally do this. I want more of that. I want to work with more celebrities. I want to get to A-listers. That was always the goal. And I ended up quitting Mac and just taking my freelance career full on. And I stayed in Houston for 6 months and just, fully worked on myself. And I reached out to people, and, I feel like celebrities would find me through social media. It was when Instagram was really new.
Yeah.
So
Lily, but you were DMing people. Do you remember some of the first people that you DM'd?
Oh, I DM'd everybody. I remember first off,
I'm like, did you DM me?
Oh my God, probably. We need to go back. We need to go back. Hello. No, are you kidding me? Like, you're part of my whole entire childhood.
So
okay.
funny.
I'm obsessed. Yeah. But I remember sitting, there was even this time I was sitting at the Mac store, and I was in the break room, and I had followed Kim Kardashian, and I had reached out to her. Yeah. And I remember people in the break room on their lunch break kind of laughing because I was scrolling on her page, and I was saying, I'm going to work with her one day. I'm definitely going to work with her one day. And people just laughing in the break room. And I look back at that, and she's one of my clients now. I was with her yesterday, and I'm a really close friend of the family, and like have worked with them for years in LA. And it's just like, anything's possible, but you have to go after it. When I was living in Houston, and I had quit my job, and I had just worked with Lily Galici, and after working with her, I somehow got Carmen Electra.
Amazing.
And that was, what a baddie of our time. What an amazing
epic,
sex symbol of like Baywatch that I was always obsessed with.
Completely.
So then she found me while I was living in Houston. And it was just this amazing domino effect. It's like, the more you work on your reputation, work on yourself, that follows you. I think, yes, you have to have the skills, you have to have the work ethic, but you also have to have an impeccable reputation with whatever you do in life, And that's something I was always working on. So those were my 2 first ones in Houston. And then after that, it was like other C-listers, D-listers. It was like whatever I had to do to get to where I am now. And when I was living there, my boyfriend at the time, he's the one that was like, you should quit your job at Mac. You should do this. And we ended up moving to LA within like 6 months.
Was it always LA, or was New York an option?
It was always LA.
Always LA. Okay.
I love New York.
Yeah.
But I just felt like for what I wanted to do and the type of clients that I wanted to work with, LA had all of the opportunities for me. And, there's just so much. There's so much to go around too.
Completely.
And I've always believed in that. So, and this was when Instagram was new too. Instagram had just popped off. And I remember when I was working at Mac when it was new, and I thought, this is an interesting business tool. I'm so inspired by what everyone's posting all the time. And if I post my work every day, I think this app is going to reward me. So I basically told myself I was going to be consistent and disciplined and post every single day and get inspired off of what people were posting, other artists, and I want to inspire as well.
Completely.
So I feel like that app also kind of helped my business in the beginning because I took that on early.
Yeah. I mean, it essentially is like a resume for our work, obviously. And I think that, you get out as much as you put into it. You know what I mean? I always think like Instagram is definitely a muscle that you have to work and get used to working. At least for me, like it doesn't really come naturally. Like I really have to work at it, but it does reward you if you continue to put yourself out there. And I think for you, something else I'm hearing that I find just like so valuable is that all of the no's weren't like failures to you. You know, it seems like even from a young age when you had the surgery, like what you turned those hard times into learning lessons. And I think that that's so important as we're moving along and being like young entrepreneurs out there is like, so easy to get discouraged or compare yourself to other people and say you're not meant to be doing something. But
why not you?
But why not you? Exactly.
And I always told myself that. I still do.
Yeah. The most ideal start to the day, other than Sunny sleeping in his own bed and Penny not waking us up, is having a breakfast that is super nourishing and good for you, but at the same time feels like a treat. Purely Elizabeth has nailed it in this arena. Their granolas, oatmeals, and cereals are made with intention, crafted with superfoods like ancient grains, nuts, and seeds. So you get something that tastes indulgent, but it's built on ingredients you can trust. The founder, Elizabeth, is a certified holistic nutrition counselor and health coach, and she settles for nothing short of delicious. Everything Purely Elizabeth makes is USDA organic, gluten-free, artificial flavor-free, vegan, and non-GMO project verified. But the real reason we all keep going back to Purely Elizabeth in my house is the taste. Their ancient grain granola is my forever favorite. It's made with organic oats, superfood seeds like chia, quinoa, and amaranth, and baked with coconut oil and sustainably sourced coconut sugar. The result is perfectly crunchy, salty, and sweet clusters that are obsession worthy. I love it in a bowl with whole milk and fresh berries, just super simple, or added to a really delicious yogurt I just got at the farmer's market and make yummy parfaits. I also just love snacking on it out of the bag. I'll bring it in the car with me, take it on the go. There are so many flavors to pick from. There's chocolate sea salt, blueberry hemp, vanilla almond butter. Each one is as good as the last. Purely Elizabeth makes those everyday moments like your morning coffee or afternoon pick-me-up feel a little more exciting. Visit purelyelizabeth.com and use code WITHWIT at checkout for 20% off. Purely Elizabeth, taste the obsession. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll be going through my closet and find some real what was I thinking pieces, things I bought with the best intentions but never actually wore. Instead of letting them sit there forever, the RealReal is the perfect solution. It's so exciting to be sponsored by the RealReal because it's one of the best places to shop and sell, one of my personal favorite places to actually go in and shop and see everything, but it's also so great to see everything they have online new all the time. It also just feels so much more rewarding to be able to consign something I'm no longer wearing and then use those earnings towards something unique and new to me. So if you are in need of more closet space, you do not need to stop shopping, just start selling and make room for the pieces that actually feel like you. The RealReal makes resale so easy. They do all the heavy lifting, photography, copywriting, shipping, even customer service. So you can just sit back while your items find their new home. And unlike other resale sites, everything is authenticated in person by experts. So you know everything is the real deal. The RealReal adds 10,000 new pieces every single day with fresh drops at 1 a.m. and 7 p.m. EST. So it's really a never-ending treasure hunt. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted resource for authenticated luxury resale. With thousands of new arrivals daily, no one does resale like the RealReal. And this month, you can get an extra $100 site credit when you sell for the first time. Go to therealreal.com/wit to get your extra $100. Therealreal.com/wit. That's therealreal.com/wit. So you move to Los Angeles and you start really hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
Like when you're starting to walk into these celebrities' homes and offices and worlds and whatnot, what is that feeling like for you? Like, are you so nervous at the beginning?
I'll tell you the first time.
Yeah.
So I had just moved from Houston to LA. Yeah. And I was so new. And I knew that by moving to LA was essentially starting over because I had really made a name for myself in Houston, but now we're in LA. This is a fully different ball game. So we moved in November. I got engaged in December.
Okay.
And then I get this email right after I get engaged, and it's, can Ash do Khloe Kardashian's makeup on New Year's Eve in Houston, Texas?
Oh my God.
So they think that I live in Houston still, because again, no one knows that I moved here and has no idea who I am. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, is this email real? It's very real. Yeah. It's literally, yeah, you can tell it's real. And so I'm looking at my husband, what do I do? And he's like, you have to do this. Like, I know we just got engaged, but take a plane back and go.
Yeah, just pretend like you live there.
Girl,
yeah,
bye.
make it happen.
We have to go.
Yeah.
So of course I fly back and I did her makeup. And I remember being in this moment with her and I was just telling myself, I really just want to make it about Khloe. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know, this is a service job. It's never about me. It's always about you. And I just want to show up at my highest, you know, professional self and give my highest level of work to anyone. So we went in, I did her makeup, and we had a really great time. And at the end, she was looking in the mirror and she was like, oh my God. She was like, thank you guys for not sucking. Like, this is amazing. She didn't have a mirror in front of herself the whole time.
Oh my God.
And in Khloe fashion, she's just hilarious and personable and fun and funny.
Yeah.
And I remember that feeling of, first off, while I'm doing her makeup, I couldn't even believe this is real life.
Right, of course.
Finally getting this moment, but I felt so ready for it. I think when you want something so bad, you just tell yourself, I'm just going to show up and I'm just going to do it. And you do your homework. You know, I think when people post things on social media of the way that they look, they probably liked how they looked. So you can do as much research and homework on someone as possible. And that's what I do for all my clients that I haven't worked with. You know, I'll go and look to see, like, what did they post in the past?
Yeah.
You have to show up prepared. You have to show up with ideas. You have to show up with mood boards, you know, and even sometimes when you do that, you still get thrown for a curveball.
Completely.
But at
they
least
could be
you're
in the
ready.
mood for something totally different.
Always.
Yeah. There's just so much more to it than obviously just painting someone's face. And it's interesting what you said about it really being a job in the service industry and having to show up as your full self. Like, how do you do that every single day? Like, how do you show up? You're pregnant or you're feeling shitty. You've had a terrible day yourself. Like, obviously I know we all have to set boundaries with our emotions and we have to show up and have jobs, but for you, it's just like, you really have to put yourself aside. And when you're traveling with clients, it's like all about them. Like, how do you do that and show up for them in that way?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think that, you know, showing up to work for me has always been this amazing escape too. I love turning the focus on other people. I'm like, tell me about you. You know what I mean?
I would so much rather. I don't want to talk about myself.
Exactly. I'm like, let me not think about what's going on in my chaotic life. So that is a part of it that I do like a lot. I think as women, we're so great at compartmentalizing. And we are just naturally good at compartmentalizing, I think, as women. But that's so much of the job. You have to compartmentalize. But aside from that, I think it's about how you take care of yourself, because you really have to show up for yourself so you can show up for other people.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is just like taking care of your mind, body, soul. I mean, before I get to work every day, you know, working on this caliber, I feel like it's really important to just like breathe before work. Like I do like a 10-minute breath work.
I'm like needing to remind myself to breathe right now.
To just breathe, you know? And it sounds kind of silly, but I think when you're working with people that are this famous, they're all A-listers. There's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of pressure on them. And if there's a lot of pressure on them, there's a lot of pressure on me. Then I'm putting pressure on my assistants. So we're all feeling this domino effect of pressure. And it's like, how are you going to stay calm under the pressure? Because it's my job to make you feel at ease. I need to have a chill vibe walking into the room. And
it's like your job to lighten the mood. I always feel that with hairstylists and makeup artists. It's like totally their job. They're like therapist, best friend, vibe setter, hype man, stylist, everything.
We're all of it.
All of it.
We have to be on. I can never miss. I can never have a day where I'm feeling out of it. And what's going to help me is those tools that I use every day. It's the 10 minutes of breathing in the car on the way to work. And it doesn't even have to be listening to like an audio or some kind of, you know, meditative sound. It can just be you in the car, turning the music off, having that moment to yourself and breathing in, holding it, and then releasing it. And it sends this oxygen to your brain that just helps you to stay calmer. It helps your nerves and anxiety. It really makes me feel like after I do that, I can articulate how I'm feeling. So if a client says, say we finish glam, we're about to finish, and she's got to be out the door and the car's here. And she looks in the mirror and says, something's off. I need to change something. It's not personal. You have to put your ego aside. You know, this could be with hair, nails, makeup, styling. It happens to everyone. It happens to the best of us, the highest, you know, professionals in the industry. And it's like, how do you pivot from that? You have to be quick on your toes. You have to have a poker face. You have to, you know, basically tell yourself, okay, yeah, definitely. Like let's
problem solve
change
right away.
It's, well, now what are we going to do?
Right.
It's like, you don't have time to, I kind of zone into like what I need to do. It's almost like I black out in the best way, because I've just, you've kind of been doing this for so many years that I call it blacking out, but really I'm zoning in to just fully getting this done.
Completely.
Like, let's just do it.
Like you're really, really present in the moment and you're blocking everything else out.
Exactly. Yeah. And what allows me to do that is just taking care of myself. It's the meditation.
Yeah.
It's keeping my body hydrated.
Is there
moving
something
my body.
special in that drink that you have?
Oh my gosh, this is. I wish I could say so, but this is from our med spa Dripology, and you know, my husband and I, same guy that told me to quit my job.
Yeah,
okay,
good
so,
for him.
Yes,
Our husbands are the best.
The best.
Yeah.
I think who your partner is in life is a big, you know, I feel like who you end up with can kind of help your career in so many ways.
Oh my God.
Hurt your career,
yeah.
You know?
Well, I think that they see your potential. They see you. They see the best version of yourself, and they know what you can do. And I think a good partner then pushes you in the most supportive way to do that. And that's what it seems like he did.
Push you forward.
Yeah.
You know?
So was he in health and wellness as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I first met him, he was an ICU nurse at MD Anderson, which is like the best cancer hospital in the world.
Oh my God.
So he worked there. Then we moved to LA together. He was working at Cedars in the ICU.
Where I was born.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Cedars. The best hospital. And while he was working there, he always, I think, really admired how I, you know, I'm my own boss. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always like reinventing myself in my career. And I think he was really inspired by that. And we always knew that there was so much science behind IVs, IV therapy. And it was something we always wanted to get into. And I think after, you know, being in the nursing world and being in healthcare for so long, and he's such an empath. When you're such an empath and you have to do chest compressions all the time and resuscitate people and bring them back to life, it's like you can't really turn that off. You feel this, you know, it's a tough place to be because you can't just go numb from it. You know what I mean? So doing that all the time, you're like, you know what? Something's got to give. I think I want to do something else. And I love health. He loves healthcare, but it's like, let's reshift this. So we decided we'll start our med spa and like our whole wellness brand. And we got into IV therapy. And so we started Dripology with just like concierge drips first.
That's what I have heard of. Yeah.
We've got to hook you up.
Yeah.
So
you've got to
get on this because
yeah.
NAD has like fully changed my life, and just staying hydrated. All of the IV drips we do, we have like so many things for beauty, immunity, skin, but it's been incredible. And then over the years, we decided to open up the actual med spa in Santa Monica, where you can come and get all the skin services.
Oh, I need a facial so badly.
Yes, all the facials, anything that you can dream up. But we have the best team, and now we're opening in New York City.
Oh my God, that's so exciting!
Thank you. So hard work pays off. We've been just grinding at this for so long, and
good for you guys.
I love helping all of our industry. So we service so many of, you know, hair, makeup, celebrities, like everybody in LA, because everyone needs to take care of themselves.
It's so true.
So you can show up as your highest self.
Totally.
You know, and be there for other people.
Yeah. So like obviously you're about to pop, but
yes, very pregnant.
But what are some of the things that you have been doing to take care of yourself? Like as you've been pregnant, and then some of the things when you're not pregnant that you're looking forward to doing.
Yes. Oh, I love this topic so much. I have a long list of things that I can't wait to do. But I've just been trying to stay hydrated. That's so important. And I get IVs, but only the fluid, like no vitamins. You can't do vitamins when you're pregnant, just your prenatals. So I just do the IVs, like just the fluid. And then I've been getting like hydrofacials and oxygen facials from Dripology, which has been helping my skin.
Yeah, your skin looks insane.
Thank you. I have rosacea and dermatitis. So getting an oxygen treatment is really safe for that and can reverse some of that like rosacea flare up that I get all the time.
Can I talk to you real quick just about a hydrofacial versus oxygen, just real quick? So the hydrofacial, I love how my skin looks afterwards, but like, why does it feel like the machine is like scratching on my skin like it's not good for it?
I know,
like,
it kind of has like a little suction
yes,
to it.
Yes.
But it really helps with like blackheads and like pores and
cleaning
like
everything
and
out,
smoothing out your texture, because they show you at the end, you know, all the gunk
that comes out.
That comes
I know,
out. So
the gray water.
And that's what I think like what you're feeling, that's what's actually helping the skin texture too, and making the skin feel really soft and hydrated and juicy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then
but I know
oxygen is more for like adding in moisture and water.
Yes,
yeah.
I just did an oxygen facial last week. I had a rosacea flare up, and it's like one of the only things that will just reverse my rosacea.
Oh, amazing.
I had the craziest flare up. It felt like my skin was literally on fire. It felt like I had just did a laser on my face. It was burning so bad. And it could have just been from like high cortisol. Maybe I was feeling stressed. And she sprayed these serums out of like the oxygen. It kind of looks like an airbrush gun, basically. And it feels so soothing and calming on the skin. And literally right when I finished, there's so much of the redness was significantly down. It felt so much better. It stopped burning. Like it was just crazy. So keeping up with things like that, it's low lift too. It's nothing too intense for your skin. It's very light. It's very surface level. So if I feel like anyone's scared to kind of try something, that's a great route to go, but it's effective. And then aside from that, I get prenatal lymphatics like every week to help with water weight and water retention.
Okay.
Flavia, who I see in Los Angeles from like Flavia Lanini
Institute.
She's the best. She pushes all the water to the belly. Whereas if you go, she's going to push it out of your body. But when you're pregnant, you need the fluid, you need the water. So she pushes everything just here. So I'm not swollen anywhere else, just in the belly.
In the belly. Wait, also about lymphatic, is that more of like a lighter touch, or is she really rubbing? Yeah, I can't do lymphatic.
It's so much lighter when you're pregnant.
Oh, I cannot do any light touch situation. I'm like, I die inside. Yeah, but
oh my God, yeah, the light.
I need the hardest pressure possible.
So much.
Yeah,
I can't wait to lay on my stomach after this and get a good back massage. But until then, I'll take what I can get.
Totally.
And it's helping the baby because she has more room, I feel like, in my belly.
More room to float.
More room to float and swim. So I've been doing that. And then I also do prenatal acupuncture, and that helped me get pregnant as well.
Oh, it did?
It helped us, yeah. I was struggling to get pregnant. I have PCOS and endometriosis. And I knew that I might have some challenges because you can have fertility issues with PCOS. And it took me a year, and I basically got to a year of trying, and we were like, you know what, let's try, before we do IVF, let's just try acupuncture, because I have an amazing person in LA for this. Her name's Paramjeet, and I'm obsessed with her.
Okay, good to know.
And she's always helped me with my aches and pains, industry pains always.
Standing on your feet, your lower back, I'm sure, is dead.
Everything, breaking all the time. And so she is life-changing and was like, I can do this for you. I've done fertility acupuncture for many people and help them get pregnant. So I went once a week for 3 weeks, and boom, just 3 weeks.
Oh my God.
So I feel very lucky.
That people had told me that before, but I had never heard like an actual real life case like
You're
that.
Like,
that's
is it
insane.
True?
That's amazing.
So I'm really grateful that worked out
So amazing.
Yeah, those have been like my favorite things to do.
Yeah. And then
during
what will
this time.
you like, what can you not wait to do afterwards?
I cannot wait to get Botox.
Yeah.
I would love.
You don't need it anywhere though, but we're our worst critics, right?
We are. It's helpful. It's preventative.
Yeah.
You know?
And your face is probably fuller now because you're pregnant. So maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm not seeing, but
Thank
like
you.
you have not one wrinkle.
Thank you. I'm not going to frown for you, but I know how to just sit here and not have wrinkles. Also
you
true.
know how to like move your face. Is that something that people do?
Yeah, I think the more expressive we are, the more that we're gonna bring those frown lines, and just lines out in our face.
Yeah,
you know?
but don't we want to be expressive?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. Just keep in mind though, maybe little in-between's okay.
You're right.
Exactly. But yeah, Botox, Morpheus. I love Morpheus like on the jaw just to like tighten everything up right here. Okay. Sometimes I'll just do it here just for the jaw because it melts fat under this area. Okay. On the rest of the face, you want to make sure that it's on a different settings. That's why who you go to really matters. Okay. And I fully trust our team at Dripology for that. It's very important who you go to because on the rest of the face, you don't want to melt fat away. You want to keep the face like plump, full, and lifted. It's just in this area. And then you can use it on body parts as well to decrease like the fat percentage in your body. So that as well. And then we do this microneedling mixed with Botox at Dripology, and it gets rid of all of your pores.
What?
The Botox is applied as a serum, not an injection.
Oh my God.
She takes it and puts it on like a serum and then microneedles it into the skin, and it gets rid of your pores. People always ask me if I'm 23.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
have
far
not
from
one
being
pore.
23. And it gets rid of your pores. It makes your makeup stay on. It gives you a glow. And your makeup locks in and stays in place. It is absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
And I cannot wait to get that.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm like going next week. Yes. Speaking of skincare, obviously prepping skin is so important in terms of doing makeup. What is kind of like a good basic routine that you live by? I mean, I'm sure it changes as you're pregnant and whatnot, but
yeah, it changes a lot for me, but I love a basic routine actually, because I have sensitive skin. I really love the oil from Elemis. Okay. It's called their superfood facial oil, and it's very nourishing. It's super light. I've used it in my makeup kit for years on all of my clients, and they always ask me, what is that product you put on my skin? It has this really beautiful like aroma to it that's like really earthy. And I think it does have, so it has this really beautiful aroma to it that's really earthy, and my clients are always asking me what that is. And then it gives the skin a really beautiful glow. However, if someone is more on the like oily side, I wouldn't necessarily use a face oil.
Right.
I would probably stick to something that is a little bit lighter. I love the Elastin products.
Love
like
Elastin.
All of the Elastin products are great. Like they've got like their lightweight moisturizers that are a little bit on the heavy side. They also have a great tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I do like the medical grade products as well. Okay. So I'll kind of like mix some of those medical grade products in my kit. Like Elta MD, love their sunscreens and products as well. Yeah. So I kind of just keep
That's
it.
That's what I'm wearing
mixed.
right now, the tinted
it's
Elta.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I was like, since I'm breaking out, I was like, this is the product that I feel like I can use that won't like clog my pores more.
And it's great to use even after a laser or something like that.
Okay, good to know.
Those are great products to use.
Yeah. Our bodies are constantly talking to us, but sometimes signals don't make sense. You're eating well, you're staying active, you're even getting decent sleep and still wondering, why don't I feel that great? For so many women, the answer comes down to hormones. When they're not balanced, it can impact everything from energy to digestion to mood and weight management. That's where Hormone Harmony comes in. Created by an award-winning German nutrition scientist, it's a powerful herbal formula with 12 adaptogens in each capsule, each one carefully chosen and backed by clinical studies. Happy Mammoth, the company behind Hormone Harmony, has a zero compromise policy. No GMOs, no fillers, no artificial flavors, just pure plant-based ingredients designed to help your body restore balance naturally. And the results are real. In a survey of over 1,800 women, 86% said it supported easier weight management, 77 reported better moods, and every single participant said they felt more like themselves again. Add to that more than 50,000 glowing reviews celebrating better sleep, more energy, and a renewed sense of balance, and it's clear why women everywhere are turning to Hormone Harmony. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code WITHWIT at checkout. You can try Hormone Harmony risk-free and get 15% off your first order with code WITHWIT at checkout. When we think about keeping a relationship strong, we often imagine big anniversaries, trips, and nice date nights. But the truth is, intimacy usually fades in the day-to-day, not the big milestones. Between work, kids, and everything else life is throwing at us constantly, even the healthiest partnerships can start to feel a little disconnected. That's where Arya comes in. Arya is like having a personal concierge for your love life, removing the guesswork and giving couples simple, inspiring ways to reconnect. Instead of stressing about what to do, what to try, or where to start, Arya does the research and provides the inspiration, so all you have to do is go with it and enjoy the experience together. What I love most is that Arya focuses on the little things, the everyday moments that bring back curiosity, playfulness, and that spark that made you fall in love in the first place. We already use technology to make so many areas of our lives easier: fitness, meditation, mental health. Arya brings that same ease to nurturing our relationships, turning intimacy into something you look forward to instead of it being another thing on the to-do list. Because it's not always about being too tired for intimacy. It's just about needing the right inspiration. And Arya gives you exactly that. Visit aria.fyi/withwit for 15% off your first month of Arya. Visit aria.fyi/withwit for 15% off your first month of Arya. These days, everyone is paying so much more attention to the labels on all the products we bring into our homes, and skincare is no exception. Our skin absorbs what we put on it, so why not treat it with the same care we give to what we eat? That's what drew me to TOUPS & Co. Organics. TOUPS & Co. makes skincare and makeup that are 100% natural and made with ingredients you can actually pronounce, like grass-fed tallow, organic botanicals, and cold-pressed plant oils. They never use synthetic chemicals, toxins, fillers, artificial colors, or synthetic fragrances, just nutrient-rich ingredients that feed and balance your skin. Their line is designed to truly nourish with essential fatty acids that support your skin's microbiome, and I love that their makeup doubles as skincare. I've been absolutely loving their reparative serum that targets hyperpigmentation and fine lines. It's the most soothing formula that smells like a dream, and it's powered by amino acids and bakuchiol, a natural alternative to retinol, so it's great for sensitive skin. I've also been loving their tallow lip love balm that soothes dry lips with moisture-locking fatty acids, beeswax, and essential oils. If you are looking for skincare and makeup that are as pure as they are effective, you need to check out TOUPS & Co. Visit toupsandco.com and use code WITHWIT at checkout for 15% off your first purchase. That's Toups & Co, TOUPS & Co.com with code WITHWIT for 15% off your first order. Let's talk about like kind of your signature style too, because I feel like obviously you had a mission. You wanted to, you wanted to do Kim's makeup.
Yeah.
And that's obviously a very specific style, but I feel like you've evolved and you can kind of do every kind. But what is your like look? Like, what would you say is your signature look?
So I feel like describing my look, I always go back to like this sultry eye. I do a soft sultry eye. Everything I do is lifted in the outer corner, you know, and it's not overdone. So it's soft glam makeup, but it needs to be done well. So I do everything in really light layers. So it's glam, but it's soft at the same time. It's snatched, but it's natural. You know, it's kind of like that in-between balance that looks amazing on the red carpet. So I really love like high glamour, but at the same time, I love like a softly contoured skin, unclockable contour, things like that. Yeah, I'm really big on. And I think it just takes time to really hone in on like, what is your signature look? And it all comes from just experience. And I've been doing this for 16 years. So I feel like I've had a lot of time to experiment and try things. And, you know, the more that you're challenged at work, I think those are the times that you learn from something. Because there's so many times when you're with a client and it doesn't matter how prepared you are, something can go south. Something can go into a completely different direction that you had no idea was going to go to because you were loving the way the makeup looks. Just because I love the way the makeup looks doesn't mean that they're going to. And at the end of the day, your client is the one wearing it. They need to feel fearlessly confident because I want to be able to empower you to do whatever it is that you are about to go take on. Because I think every day when I'm working with my clients, it's for a talk show, it's a TV show, it's a red carpet, it's a music video. The pressure is on and the stakes are always high. You know, so it's like you have to just be prepared in those moments and be able to pull out all of the stops and the tricks. But I will say that I have learned so much from the moments where my clients challenged me. And I've never learned from any moment where it was a win.
Right.
You know, like
right.
you just don't learn from your success stories. Those are great and all, but you just don't. You learn from the moments when you had to pivot quickly because there's been times where you're about to finish a look and the client looks up finally, because maybe they've been looking down at their phone for a while. And they look up and they're like, wait, I think we need to pivot. Something's off because now I'm wearing this.
Right.
I'm not wearing that anymore. And I don't think this or this hair is going to go with this look.
With this, right? Yeah.
So you need to be able to pivot, and it still needs to be your signature style, but you want to it needs to be their image at the same time.
It needs to be like a marriage of the two. It's
Exactly.
like they're like the muse, obviously, and that you want them to look like themselves, but they've hired you for a reason to put your touch on it.
Because you're the
it's
expert.
a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
Yeah.
I love that. It really is every time. And it's like, how are you going to be quick on your toes? You just have to be able to pivot and not take it personal. And I think you just have to have really tough, thick skin in this industry in order to be doing this job, because there's so many moments where you're just going to have a curveball thrown at you.
Right. And also there's like so many creatives in the room. Like,
There's
what
so
do
many
you do?
egos.
So many egos. Like, what do you do with the clients when it's like the look's already thought out and it's already done and they tell you what to do and you're like, oh my God, I have to do this? Or like
okay, that's a great question. So that has definitely happened to all of us.
I'm
and
sure.
I think, you know, there's a way, and that's why I say you need to meditate, because I need to be able to articulate how I feel in the most respectful, nicest way possible, but also respectfully let you know, I think we should do this. And let's do a little bit of that lip. I think we should do this eye. You know, you want to make them feel like, okay, we're still going to do some of those ideas, but because of what you're wearing and because your hair's like this and the collar's like that, the makeup needs to be like this. Like, you have to make it make sense, you know, and always speak from a place that is confident, you know, that you care, you're doing it because you care about this person and their image. And I think like the more confident you come off in yourself with yourself, the more someone is going to listen to you and take your advice. You know, you really have to believe in yourself. And if you're already here and you're booked for the job, you have every reason and right to be here. So just show up as the professional that you are and let's just do the job, you know? But I think that one of the most beautiful things for me is what's the takeaway when something doesn't go your way? You know, like the takeaway from that is like, what did I learn from this? How am I going to get better from this? Because sometimes like you leave a job and you're like, you know, you had to pivot, right? But it's how you pivoted. It's what you did to fix it. And you can self-sabotage, and that's the easiest thing to do. And you can, you know, make it about me and be like, you know what? I can't believe this happened. She was so unhappy, da 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 da. But it's like, what did you do to fix it? Did you fix it? And did she love it at the end? And did it turn around? Yeah, there was pressure and she was late and, you know, almost didn't make the red carpet or whatever. But you got to learn something from that moment, and that made you a better artist and a better person. And now you can show up every time even better. So that's how I always look at those moments. And I think I get a high off of like the pressure around people. And that's why I love this career.
The industry. I know it's not meant for everybody though, because it is a lot of emotional pressure. Like, it's not just about showing up and doing your job. Like, there's a lot that comes with it. Okay, so you were saying the snatched eye and and the like the cheekbones and everything, the lifted face. So Immediately when I saw you, I was like, your wing eyeliner. Like,
Thank
I
you.
wish I could do that because my eyes they look good with that. What did you use to achieve that? Is that
I
like a
would love
brush?
to show you. Yeah. So I'm really big on eyeliner. I feel like when you're just learning how to do like a baby wing liner, it's best to practice with eyeshadow and a brush because you have more control over it too. I feel like when we go in directly with like a liquid liner, this is a pen liner, a Tom Ford pen liner, which I've used for years and loved. You need to get a little practice with like holding the brush. And I feel like you have more control over an eyeshadow because it's not liquid. It's, a lot more easy. It's more malleable and it looks softer. It's more forgiving.
It's not like as wet.
Exactly. So I think when you go in with something like this, knowing how to fix it up will be your best friend. Like having those pointed Q-tips so you can like kind of give the eye a little bit of a flick.
Yeah, I can't stop looking at the lines. They're like
Thank you.
so perfect.
Well, I might have something to help you with that in the future.
Okay.
I love education and I'm like expect to see more education from me in the future.
Yeah,
So I
well,
can like
that's-
help you perfect your makeup.
Yes. I mean, that's also what so many people turn to you on for social media. Like, it's not just about doing all the celebrity clients, but like how you're doing everything that you're doing. And that's so important. Like, you're servicing not only your clients, but us as well.
Thank you. I love that.
And talk to me about what's on your skin right now.
Yes. So I'm wearing the Summer Fridays skin tint.
Okay.
Obsessed with it.
You are.
Great for an everyday.
Oh,
It's
good to know.
Beautiful and glowy. I'm also wearing their Blush Butter Balm blush in Pink Sunset. The blushes are amazing. I feel like you would love, by the way, because it just hydrates the skin. It just adds this like other layer of natural glow. And then I'm also wearing my Makeup by Mario loose powder. And then I have this bronzer that I've been trying out by Vive. I think it's a UK-based brand, but the products are created by a makeup artist. So I think anytime a makeup artist comes out with something, it's worth trying because we tend to know what we're doing.
Totally. So you are the
Yeah.
ones that
Yes.
should be creating products.
Exactly.
And only you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it like a powder bronzer or
It's
a cream bronzer? Okay.
It has pretty good coverage as well. And I didn't even set it with a powder. I just kind of put it on and just did loose. Yeah. So it keeps the glow and still has your skin kind of peek through it. So it's not too heavy. And then on the lips, I love like a Makeup Forever Anywhere Caffeine, Wherever Walnut. Those are great to have. You can't get
The
enough
Merit
of that.
ones are good too. I have a Merit.
Merit
The
as
Merit
well.
one's so good. That's what I put on, but I love the Makeup Forever ones. And then what about mascara?
Mascara, I'm loving the House Labs mascara right now. It's a clean formula, but I feel I love a clean formula personally. I use a little bit of everything being a makeup artist, but because of the sensitive skin that I have and my clients having sensitive skin too, but still love the glam, I try to mix in those clean brands as well. And so this one's a clean mascara, but it's lengthening, it's volumizing, it kind of gives you, it does everything that you want it to do.
Amazing.
And it doesn't get clumpy.
Okay. Yeah. I'm using like a Color Science one right now. That's also like that. That's like strengthening, lengthening, volumizing, like conditioning while you're wearing it, which yeah, I love House Labs. I randomly told a makeup artist last week and they were like, really? Like, that's so random. I was like, is it random?
And it's actually not random because first off, Lady Gaga, she's iconic.
She's like not really
And
that random.
second
The
off-
foundation is really good. Have you tried the foundation?
I have it in my kit. I love it.
It's so good.
The concealer I use all the time. That's amazing on everyone's skin, especially mature skin. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, good to know.
It's
She has a
such a
good lip
glow.
liner.
She has great lip liners, the new contour sticks. And I also want to say another reason why that brand is so successful is because of Sarah Tano, her makeup artist, who helps her with the line. Like they work at that together. And so again, you have another amazing experienced expert behind the brand. Like it's going to win. Yeah.
Do you have any clients that only want you to use organic products?
The only one is Jessica Alba.
She wants like all of her honest and organic
I totally
stuff.
get it.
Yeah.
And I love that she's like that
Yeah.
because she's so true to herself
Completely.
as a person and as a founder. And I think there's a lot to learn from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had someone on here last week that was like very all about that. And she's coming out. You should look into it. If you're looking for organic makeup, it's called TOUPS, TOUPS.
I'll check that out.
Okay. Here are going to be some more quicker questions, like more tools of the trade questions.
Okay, fun.
Okay. What's your secret for making makeup last all day?
Putting makeup on in light layers. Okay. So instead of slapping it on, just light layers throughout the day. So like everything that you do, think of like putting your foundation on in a thin layer, your concealer, thin layer, your bronzer. Your makeup is going to feel less heavy and more weightless if you put it on light in each layer. And then make sure that you're not weighing the skin down with too many skincare products. Keep it simple. Maybe just a moisturizer if you have to have the makeup on all day.
Right.
You
I
know,
know.
and
I
an
don't
eye
like
cream.
to do like the whole skincare regimen before.
It just separates things. It makes it way down, and then lock it in with a setting spray. I love the one by Morphe, the continuous setting mist. It's great.
What's your favorite moisturizer to use before makeup? Like just if you could use one product to moisturize.
To be completely honest with you, I'm loving the Barrier Cream by Rhode. It's simple. I love that it's simple, to be honest with you. I feel like sometimes save those really intense creams for nighttime. You know, like the really loaded up skincare products for nighttime, because you can wear something heavier then. I think during the day, if you're a makeup girly and you want that makeup to stay on, like the Barrier Cream, it's great because it's just working on your skin's barrier. It's just giving you like a light layer of hydration. It's keeping you hydrated throughout the day, but the makeup's not peeling. It's not separating. Everything's layering well together with whatever you're putting on.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of like the Embryolisse from Remember That product. I feel like every
still
makeup artist
a great product.
Yeah, it's great. So for kind of like the flawless skin like foundation finish, are you tapping makeup on your hand or putting makeup on your hand and then using a brush? Like what's your application process?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I personally love to warm up so many of my products on my hand because I feel like you'll have more control too. I always say this about blush as well. Instead of just going directly onto the skin, I'll pick it up with the brush and then I'll pat it on the back of my hand, even if it's powder or if it's cream. Same thing. So then that way you never put too much on the cheeks. You don't overwhelm the skin. So warm up my foundation, cream bronzer, all of it.
Any surprising skincare prep step that makes the biggest difference?
Yeah, sometimes I really like to spray in between several steps with like a setting mist. A hydrating mist. It can even be a mist that kind of like locks in makeup a little bit more too, and it's hydrating. But sometimes when you do that, it like just makes the makeup last longer and looks more like skin. You know, especially if like somebody loves more of a soft glam look. Another thing too that works really well on deeper complexions, it's like a trick that I think a lot of people wouldn't normally think to do, is if you have for darker skin girls, whenever after you color correct, you set it with loose powder. Because a lot of the times I feel like on darker skin or more melanin skin, when you go to put that after you do your color corrector and then you go in with a foundation, sometimes it still can look like you need to color correct more. It looks a little gray. It's not as vibrant. So if you set with a loose powder after you've done the color corrector, then put the foundation on. Normally that feels like a big no to put foundation over powder. It really is beautiful on more pigmented skin.
Okay, good to know.
And it just makes it more vibrant. So I feel like if anyone's dealing with an issue like that, it's beautiful.
Beauty blender or brush? What do you reach for first? Brush,
Have to.
always.
What would an artist be without their brushes?
Yeah, and
without
you're
their
an
tools?
artist first. Yeah,
absolutely. What would a painter be?
Totally, totally. One underrated tool people don't talk about enough.
I would probably have to say like just a tool. You're thinking maybe a spatula.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's such a makeup artist thing.
It is.
We love little spatulas, so we can scoop everything up.
Okay.
Yeah, shift gears with me.
Yeah.
Are you with me still?
I'm with you now. I was like, spatula.
You're like, that's so weird. I know. Makeup spatula.
How do you use it? Okay.
That's so funny.
To like take out the makeup and put it on
and
those
mix
little
things.
mirror trays that you make like your little palettes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So spatulas. I feel like, you know, maybe the regular consumer, not every consumer owns one, but as a makeup artist, like we are mixing things up all the time.
All the time.
So that's kind of underrated, I guess. And I think if we're talking about something that's underrated for makeup, I feel like eye products. And I feel like they're coming back.
Eye products.
Yeah.
Like under eye products.
Eyeshadow, things like that.
Okay.
You know, we've kind of been in this clean girl aesthetic for so long, but I'm here to tell you that we're coming
away.
We're slowly, we're keeping her. We love her and who she is. We need the clean girl look, but we still need a little bit of eyeshadow,
A little bit of fun.
a light little layer in the crease. Like let's slowly start to get there. And I think we're already seeing a shift with makeup brands coming out with more eyeshadows.
Oh my God, amazing. I think that it became like this whole minimal makeup thing became such a trend. And I think for us, there was this whole marketing thing behind it where it was like there was so much going on in our lives. Like, let's just make minimal makeup, 5-minute makeup, right?
Yes.
And so now I have to learn how to do my eyeshadow.
But I'm gonna teach you.
Okay.
And it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna show you how to do it with like one product.
Okay,
You know
amazing.
what I mean? Like super easy.
Yes.
Just baby steps.
I just feel like I have pet peeves about makeup getting under my eyes and like, I don't know. I just don't want to feel dirty. I just don't want it to come out too much. Like, I don't know. It's intimidating.
We still want it to be light. I think it's also, really important to customize it to your eye shape, you know, to everyone's eyes. And then to your point, I love playing more with eyeshadow or liner just around the actual shape of the eye and not so much dragging it out and making it like this whole smoke show. It can be just wrapping the eyeliner around the eye, keeping it in the outer corner, like little tiny baby steps will completely transform and change your makeup.
You have really pretty eyeshadow on right now.
Thank you.
It's like a taupey.
Thank you. This
like,
would look really great on you too. It's just like earth tones and it's easy.
Yeah, it's subtle. It's like you can't really tell that it's there until you really look. Okay, eyelash curler, must have or skip it?
Must have.
Must have. I was lazy about it this morning and I was like, ugh.
I get it. Totally.
I hold it on for 20 seconds. I like have a OCD thing where each eye have to do it for 20 seconds. No less, no more. It's so weird.
I ride for that.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I love the Surratt eyelash curler.
Okay, good to know.
Makeup
That's
artists
like old
die
school.
for this. That one's old school.
Yeah.
Troy Surratt, another amazing makeup artist, created it. And it fits all of my clients' eyes perfectly. So if you have more of an almond eye, not every eyelash curler fits every eye, but this one kind of does. I'm not gonna lie. This is like the best one I've used.
Do you believe in like brush dupes or do you always invest in high-end ones?
Love this question. I don't really care for a brush dupe. I just want to tell everybody to just invest in your tools, invest in yourself, especially if you're a makeup artist
And your products.
And your products or just someone that loves makeup, because your tools are everything. They last you. If you take care of them, they're literally going to last you. And it's what makes your makeup look good.
Right. Do you have to wash your brushes and everything
do.
every single day?
Every single.
I mean, I know
Yes.
obviously before every client, but like
My
when you
personal-
get to a certain point, you have an assistant that helps you do that.
Yes.
But like, it's also, it's a manual job too. I especially feel bad for the makeup artists in New York who are like lugging around all their kits. And do you also specifically pack kits per client? Like Kim has her own kit.
Yeah.
Jessica has her own
kind
kit.
of do.
Yeah.
So it depends who it is. There's certain clients of mine that have asked me if I could just do a kit for them. They just want the products used, you know, on them. And that's totally fine. I've been doing this for so long. I think that's completely fine. So we've got kits for certain people, other people, not necessarily, but my kit is extremely clean and I have 3 assistants. And so they are cleaning around the clock, off the clock, on the clock. We're just cleaning all the time. My personal, however, that's a different story because I feel like we're all a victim of that. Like we're just like, some days you're just trying to get out of the house. So, you know, but I think it's important to clean your brushes if they're your personal brushes, it's really important because that's what's going to prevent breakouts and things like that. So the more you clean them, the better. So always keep that in mind if you're going through something with your skin.
Yeah, I taught my son to clean my brushes.
In
the
I'm
shower
obsessed.
when he gets in the shower.
I'll be teaching my daughter.
I give him a job. Yeah,
I love it.
I'm like, I give him the face wash and then he'll bring it out and I'm like, nope, it's not good enough. I'm like, it has to be perfectly nothing left.
I love that so much.
What's one common mistake you see people making with their everyday makeup that you'd want to fix for them?
I think just not having the correct placement. you know, because I'm always looking at face shapes and I'm like, I would do this instead of
Like put the blush
doing
up
that.
here instead of down there. Or like the
Exactly.
liner a little up. Or,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm always looking at people thinking, if I just made this one little tweak, I think it would change your life.
Like, what should I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So placement.
Yeah,
A lot
placement.
of the time.
Okay. And anything I missed, like tell us where we can find you, where we can find Dripology and learn more about everything you're doing.
Well, we would love to have any and everyone stop by our med spa in Santa Monica.
I'm so excited for that.
Also in New York City, we're right by the Bowery Hotel.
Oh my God, amazing.
So come check us out. We
Okay.
also do concierge IV drips.
Okay.
And you can find me on all my socials, @Ash_K Holm for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for more tutorials. And yeah, a lot will be coming out for 2026. So I can't wait to come back and chat with you.
I have so much more to ask you. Thank you so much for coming on here.